To Turkey now, where authorities have detained the mayor of Istanbul, along with around 100 others, as part of a corruption investigation. Ekrem İmamoğlu is likely to be named as the opposition's candidate to run in the 2028 elections. Well, on Tuesday, Istanbul University revoked his degree, saying it was falsely obtained. Sinem Köseoğlu has this.
Turkish authorities have intensified their investigation into Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu. In an early morning raid, police searched his home. Authorities cite serious charges. İmamoğlu says it's a political move.
Üzülerek söylüyorum.
I am saddened to say that a handful of minds trying to usurp the will of our people have used my beloved police, the security forces of this country, as a tool for this evil. They have piled hundreds of police at my house, at the door of the residence of 16 million Istanbulites. In a city that is home to 16 million people, we are faced with great tyranny. But I want you to know that I will not give up. I love you all very much. I entrust myself to my nation. Let my entire nation know that I will stand tall.
A statement from the prosecutor's office says İmamoğlu is involved in fraud, extortion, and aiding the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, which Turkey has outlawed. His supporters maintain the charges are politically motivated and are aimed at blocking his 2028 presidential bid. Adding to the controversy, Istanbul University annulled his degree on Tuesday, saying it was falsely obtained. If the decision stands, he may be ineligible to run for the presidency. İmamoğlu has rejected the move as legally unfounded. His wife, Dilek İmamoğlu, also spoke out, ridiculing the charges.
One can only laugh at such a thing. Such a thing is impossible. It can't be. It's laughable. There is a lot of wrong information going around. We all follow social media, don't we? For 20 days, a handful of people have messed up social media. They are horrible, horrible. It's a complete slander. Everything will end up coming out in the open.
The developments have led to protests across Istanbul.
Today, the Turkish nation will once again unite against those who betray democracy and the national will. Ekrem İmamoğlu is growing and gaining strength in the eyes of the people. The Republican People's Party is becoming stronger.
The main opposition, the Republican Party, or CHP, is due to announce its pick to run in the presidential election in the coming days. İmamoğlu is all set to be picked as candidate. His legal battles could shape Turkey's political future. Sinem Köseoğlu, Al Jazeera, Türkiye.
There's a big rally ongoing. Sinem Köseoğlu is outside the Istanbul mayor's office. Let's cross to her now. I believe that we can speak to her. So, Sinem, tell us what's going on.
Well, thousands of İmamoğlu supporters and opposition members have gathered in front of Istanbul municipality as of 8:30 p.m. local in Istanbul. During the day, there were protests in front of Istanbul police station and several other places. However, the governor's office banned protests and gatherings in public places for 4 days in order to provide public security and public order. Right now, there are a few thousands behind me. Those supporters of Ekrem İmamoğlu, those people from Istanbul who voted for Ekrem İmamoğlu in the last two mayoral elections, feel like their will as citizens have been attacked by the government and by the judiciary, and they have been chanting that the government must resign. Ekrem İmamoğlu is now facing charges on corruption and terrorism, and in Turkey there are two separate investigations ongoing on behalf of him. On corruption, there are 106 people being charged right now, and on the other hand, less than 10 people are facing terrorism charges. And in Turkey, if you're facing terrorism charges as a mayor, as it happened with the Kurdish mayors in southeastern cities, members of the pro-Kurdish party, you are being replaced by a government-appointed trustee due to the alleged links with the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party. And right now, İmamoğlu is in custody along with other people. these accusations need to be proved first, but on the other hand, the judicial sources and the pro-government media are talking about millions of dollars of corruption through the affiliate companies within the municipality, money being transferred to the entourage of Ekrem İmamoğlu, to journalists, to other business people. Some of them were caught red-handed while they were trying to escape the country. This will take a longer time than expected, but this is like a milestone in the Turkish domestic politics right now, as Ekrem İmamoğlu has been considered, seen as a main contender, challenger against President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, who has been governing the country for more than 2 decades. But I must say that the judicial sources say that the charges, the accusations are also very strong. Back to you.
All right, Sinem, thanks for that. Sinem Köseoğlu there at the rally. Let's take this on with Baran Kayolu, who's a political analyst and academic, joins us now from Ankara. Great to have you with us on this, Baran. So let me just get this straight. So Ekrem İmamoğlu's diploma is being removed is a big deal because that's a requirement for the position of president, and he is one of the 2 serious candidates who could run for president against Erdoğan in 2028. So what do we read into this?
Thanks for having me, Nick. As Sinem, your correspondent in Istanbul, mentioned, that the university diploma issue seems to be cast aside for now, and Mr. İmamoğlu, the mayor, is being accused of aiding and abetting terrorism and running an organized crime network for the purpose of embezzlement, corruption, etc., per Turkey's Justice Minister, Mr. Yilmaz Tunç. As we speak right now, Mr. İmamoğlu, the mayor, is still under arrest, but he hasn't been taken to pretrial detention. A court, per the Turkish legal system, a court must decide on what to do or whether someone gets put into pretrial detention. If that happens, as Ms. Köseoğlu mentioned earlier, there's a high chance that there's going to be a government-appointed mayor to the city of Istanbul. What to read of this? Well, as you mentioned, the context really matters here. Besides Mr. İmamoğlu, the mayor of my hometown, Mr. Mansur Yavaş, is the likely contender for the presidency in the 2028 elections, or if Turkey has early elections in the near future. And that is becoming something of a possibility as President Erdoğan appears to be making some progress in his talks to get the militant organization PKK to disarm itself.
So what about these protests and the degree of support that İmamoğlu appears to have? I mean, how popular is he?
He is popular, though he does not enjoy the popularity that he had in 2019. In 2019, on account of certain alleged irregularities, the National Electoral Commission had annulled the elections that had brought Mr. İmamoğlu to power for the first time in March 2019, and then the following June, he obtained a crushing victory. The first time he had won by a difference of a few thousand votes. In the second one, he won against the government's, against the AK Parti's candidate, former Prime Minister Binali Yildirim, with more than 800,000 votes. So he was very popular in the run-up to the 2023 presidential elections, and there was an expectation that the opposition would field either him or Mr. Yavaş, the mayor of Ankara, or possibly both, against President Erdoğan. But neither of the gentlemen put their names forward. They took a step back to get their party leader, another gentleman who eventually lost the election. And a lot of folks today, especially those who are sympathetic to the opposition or otherwise opposed to the AK Party government, say that, well, you should have run in 2023 and tried your best to win instead of taking a step back, and so here you are. So his popularity had taken a hit in recent years because simply on account of entropy, politicians over time, they lose their popularity, especially in a democratic polity, but he's still very popular as the images of the very large crowd in front of the mayor's office.
Certainly a lot of people, a great deal of people turning out there. Baran Kayolu, we have to leave it there. Thanks very much.
Thank you.